Okay, by this point, everyone and their mother knows what has transpired in New England. After 20 seasons of dominance, which seemed destined to end with the Patriot triumvirate of Robert Kraft, Bill Belichick, and Tom Brady holding the Lombardi Trophy together one last time, before riding off into the sunset, the band is breaking up. Well, at least one member of the band has decided on taking a solo venture. As of March 20th, 2020, Tom Brady officially became a Tampa Bay Buccaneer, having signed a 2-year, $50 million deal, usurping Jameis Winston and taking the reins of the Bruce Arians offense. Yes, Tom Brady, a Tampa Bay Buccaneer. I know it still sounds strange to me too, but this is the NFL, and as we are often reminded, it's a business. And when Brady met with Belichick and the Patriots brass, the dollars just didn't make sense. So, for the first time since 2000, the Patriots will enter a season without knowing that Brady will be under center when it matters most. While this will undoubtedly result in a plethora of bizarre visuals, like Brady in red and white or some other signal caller getting berated by Belichick on the sideline, it does not necessarily spell doom for the Patriots Dynasty. After all, Brady was coming off his worst season in recent memory, having thrown for just 4,057 yards and 24 touchdowns, his lowest total since 2016.
I will remember you. Will you remember me?
You know, the year he missed the first 4 games of the season following the suspension doled out by NFL Commissioner and de facto judge, jury, and executioner Roger Goodell. And even in 2016, his touchdown total was 28, 4 higher than the 24 he hucked this past season. Not only was the production down, the mistakes were up compared to that 2016 season, as he threw 8 picks this year, while only surrendering 2 during that suspension-shortened season. Now, this isn't to say that the Patriots will be able to just plug in some schmuck off the streets and charge on to Super Bowl glory in 2020. Far be it from me to doubt Bill Belichick when it comes to anything football, but still, that would be shocking. Not that Belichick hasn't pulled a rabbit out of the hat a time or two before, like he did when Brady went down in the first game of the 2008 season, and the Patriots proceeded to go 11-5 with Matt Castle at the helm. Granted, they did come up just short of the playoffs, getting narrowly edged out by the Miami Dolphins and Tony Sparano's Wildcat offense. But still, to lose the reigning NFL MVP in the first game and manage to win 11 games, I have a funny feeling that Belichick will be able to figure out something. I mean, after all, this is how Brady got his start in the first place, right? Way back in 2001 when Belichick decided to go with the 6th-round pick out of Michigan instead of the Patriots' big-ticket Pro Bowl quarterback Drew Bledsoe. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that Belichick will be able to sort something out. But the question remains, what will that something be? Well, with Belichick, that often remains a mystery to the public until we see him hoisting the Lombardi Trophy, and we're all left scratching our collective heads wondering how in the world we didn't see it coming. Let's take a look at New England's quarterback options heading into the 2020 season. As it stands, the Patriots have 3 quarterbacks on their roster: Brian Hoyer, Cody Kessler, and Jarrett Stidham. Hoyer has proven to be a little more than a career backup, best suited to hold the clipboard for a team, with someone well established ahead of him on the depth chart like Brady. Hoyer's 2 stints as a starter in the league left a lot to be desired. In 2014, he started 13 games for the Cleveland Browns and ended up throwing more interceptions than touchdowns. His 9-game stretch as a starter in Houston the following season was a little more successful, as he proved to be a competent game manager when he is in the perfect system with a ton of talent on the offensive side of the ball. But even so, that was 5 years ago, and I don't anticipate Belichick turning to the journeyman 34-year-old with the hopes of making a run at the Super Bowl. The second stringer, Cody Kessler, also of the Cleveland Browns fame, has all the makings of a Brian Hoyer 2.0. He has started 12 games through 3 seasons in the NFL, only throwing 8 touchdowns to 5 interceptions. Kessler struggled to move the ball down the field and only really had any success working the screen game and occasionally taking a shot here and there. To be honest, the 26-year-old has shown very little that indicates he will ever be a full-time starter in the NFL, let alone for the NFL's crowned franchise. Which leaves us with the last QB on the depth chart and the biggest unknown, Jarrett Stidham. The former Auburn Tiger was selected by the New England Patriots with the 133rd overall pick in the 4th round of the 2019 NFL Draft, signing a 4-year deal worth $3.15 million and spending his rookie season backing up Brady. To say that his in-game experience is limited would be an understatement. Jared only attempted 4 passes for 14 yards, throwing 1 interception along the way in the 3 games he got into in 2019. He must have shown something in training camp, though, as he did manage to beat out Brian Hoyer for the backup job. While it is possible that Belichick wanted him around to see how much he can learn from 1 year in the Patriots system, it's not like Belichick to keep someone around just for the sake of it. So he must have proven himself in one way or another to the Patriots head coach. With the 2020 NFL draft still looming, perhaps the Pats will look to the incoming class of rookies for their next Brady. But evaluating collegiate talent is inherently a crapshoot, as it is nearly impossible to tell for sure how even the most polished college player's skill set will transfer to the professional level, which brings us back to square one. How in the world are the Patriots going to keep the dynasty going post-Brady? Well, I am glad you asked, because Coach Belichick might just have an ace up his sleeve, and it relates to the second most shocking headline to come out of the young 2020 NFL season. Bill O'Brien and the Houston Texans' abrupt dealing of their perennial All-Pro wide receiver DeAndre Hopkins. Wait, how does the Texans trading a wide receiver to the Arizona Cardinals for running back David Johnson and a couple of draft picks impact the future of the Patriots dynasty? Once again, I am glad you asked. Oh, and if you are a fan of another AFC East team, you might want to cover your ears, because the chain of events that the Hopkins deal might have set into action could spell doom for the rest of the Patriots' division rivals come 2021 or even sooner. Deshaun Watson, the former national championship-winning Clemson Tigers and current Houston Texans quarterback, is still on his rookie deal in Houston, but it is set to expire at the end of this season. And if I were to guess, he is none too happy that Coach O'Brien decided to ship out his friend and number 1 receiving target in Hopkins. Actually, I don't even have to guess. Watson took to Twitter in the aftermath of the trade to voice his confusion and to thank Hopkins for all he had done for him on and off of the field. Watson said to his former teammate, "Man, this is crazy. Not sure how you thank someone who has done so much for you in your career. Not only someone who was a leader, but one of the best to ever do it. Even more, I appreciate your genuine friendship from day one. Wishing you everything you deserve, fam." Not only does it sound like Watson is not on board with the decision to get rid of Hopkins, but also like he was completely caught off guard by the move. You would think that if O'Brien was making a personnel decision of this magnitude, he would have consulted or at least informed the guy who is supposed to be the future of the franchise. I mean, after all Watson did was get off to one of the most insane starts we have ever seen from a rookie quarterback back in 2017, when he lit the league on fire, throwing for 19 touchdowns in his first 6 starts before tearing his ACL. Oh, and he came back healthy the next 2 seasons, helping to carry a dysfunctional Texans offense to the playoffs in consecutive years, delivering 2 straight Pro Bowl caliber seasons. Well, if O'Brien didn't regret this trade, or how he handled his star player, after seeing the backlash, you have to imagine he will soon. According to sportsbettingdime.com, and a number of other Las Vegas casinos, Deshaun Watson is now the odds-on favorite to be the starting quarterback for the New England Patriots in 2021. And as crazy as that sounds, it makes perfect sense. As high profile of a prospect as Watson was coming out of Clemson, he never showed an ounce of ego or anything negative, really. Listen to what his former coach at Clemson, Dabo Swinney, had to say about Watson ahead of the 2017 draft. He's humble, the same guy every day, and always ready. He comes to every meeting prepared. That's how you change things. You change the culture through. For me, it's through discipline and recruiting, staffing, and all of that stuff. If that doesn't scream the Patriot way, I don't know what does. Furthermore, he is a proven winner at every level, having won a state championship in high school and dethroning Nick Saban and the Alabama Crimson Tide in an epic 2016 national championship game. While he hasn't made it past the divisional round in the NFL yet, he has started 31 combined games the last 2 seasons, and the Texans have been victorious in 21 of those contests. And for a third-year player who missed more than half his rookie season due to injury, that is a feat in itself. Obviously, this is far from a done deal, and O'Brien has made it clear that he wants to keep Watson, saying, "We want him here in Houston for his whole career. We love Deshaun Watson and everything he's about." But at the end of the day, that decision is not going to be up to O'Brien, and his decision to get rid of Hopkins might be the last straw that breaks the camel's back and gives his Pro Bowl quarterback the nudge he needed to get the hell out of Houston. If Watson tells Houston's ownership that he intends to leave at the end of the 2020 season, it is possible that we see him get moved even sooner, especially if the Texans struggle early in 2020 while trying to move forward without Hopkins. Look for Houston to consider selling high on the quarterback so that they don't end up with nothing when he walks away at the end of the season. And besides, wouldn't that be just so typical Belichick to let a star, in this case, the biggest star in the history of the franchise and maybe even the NFL, walk away knowing that Watson was to be had? Sure, in a perfect world, he would have run up a couple more championships with Brady before landing Watson, but things change so fast in the NFL. Perhaps he felt this was the only way that he could best position the Pats to bring Deshaun into the fold. Time will tell, but man, wouldn't that be insane? To go from Tom Brady to Deshaun Watson with only one season or less in between? Only Bill Belichick. Do you think Deshaun Watson will be a Patriot? Let us know your thoughts in the comment section down below. If you're new here and you like the video, then please subscribe by hitting that subscribe button down below. If you like the video, then like the video. We'd really appreciate it. And last but not least, don't forget to tune in to TPS every single day for more cool videos. We'll see you next time.